It's like 7 in the morning right now, so, and I have not slept, so I am making bad life decisions. Alright, so let's cut to the chase. This is probably the last, I'm thinking that this is the last time I'm going to be doing this type of video, because it's like, this is like an hour of me talking about games or whatever, like, oh, this looked cool, here, look, and then I put it down and say the same thing again. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do this now because I like rambling and I like sharing, and that's the whole reason I did this, was because I you know, it's like, for me, buying games, it's also like a collector's aspect. Like, I like having a physical piece of media and showing it off, you know, so I'm probably going to do this one more time, and then if I ever do it again, I would like to do it differently, not just me in front of my phone, talking and, like, showing nothing, and it's just me and whatever, you know. So, yeah, hopefully, if I do this again, it'll be differently, and if I do it again, it's the same thing, well, it happens, I guess. I have some weird things, and hopefully it won't be as long as I'm thinking it's going to be, because it's been a while, and I've gotten some things. I have tried this, like, a few months ago, and I got bored of it, and so whatever. I'm gonna try it again, and I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna do it this time. So yeah, let's just go right into it, and well, first things first, I want to get this out of the way. So yes, I did pick up LEGO Dimensions on the Wii U, and let me vent for a little bit, because getting it on the Wii U was a mistake. So the Wii U's, like, system space is very small, and I already had some stuff on there, and so basically in order to install the base game, I had to delete so many things, like some of my virtual console stuff, and just, like, save games. I'm not happy about that, and the only reason why I bought this was because, well, for one thing, it was being sold for like $20, right? A whole starter kit with the Lego set and the minifigures and the game, all for $20. And but I'm just regretting buying it on the Wii U. I shouldn't have bought it on the Wii U. They had, like, at Ollie's where I bought this, they had copies. They had the same thing, but for PS3. And honestly, the only reason why I bought this was because I wanted to play the Sonic levels, because, like, when did that Lego kit come out? Like 2016, something like that. And I asked for the Sonic kit for Christmas, literally just because I wanted a Sonic minifigure, like a little Lego Sonic minifigure. And I have that, so I wanted to play, so if I have the Sonic Lego set, I wanted to play the Sonic Lego levels, whatever. But after I downloaded the base game and I took up all of my room on my Wii U hard drive, I figured out that I had to download the Sonic level pack as well. So, I mean, of course, duh, but it's like, oh. So, I have, like, no room for that. So, and, like, yeah, I hate to keep, like, venting about this. It's stupid, and, like, I made, like, a horrible mistake, but I wasn't thinking. I just, like, oh, I want more games on my Wii U, so I'm gonna buy this on my Wii U. And that's what I did, and now I'm regretting it. The Wii U does have, like, an SD card slot, but the only thing it's ever used for is, like, Smash Brothers and saving pictures, like, screenshots, which is, that's, like, the only thing I could think of. I'm sure there's other games that can take screenshots, but that's all it's used for, is taking screenshots of your games and sharing them. So, if you want more space on your Wii U, you need to buy, like, a separate hard drive, like a separate, you know, mini, external, hard drive. And that's so pointless for the Wii U, especially. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might trade it in and try to find a PS3 copy, because all I need is just, like, the base game, you know. I just need the disc, man. And then I'm set, because like, I mean, obviously, the little, little base where you scan in the figures is like, it's like just like USB, so yeah, whatever. Anyway, regret. I'll play those Sonic levels one day, but man, if I find a loose copy of Lego Dimensions like on a different system, then I'll go with that instead. Just not the Wii U. Just not the Wii U. If it's like Xbox 360 or whatever, or like PS3 or hell even PS4, I'll take PS4. You know, I just not the Wii U, not the Wii U. All right, now that's out of the way. Now that venting business out of the way. Let's just go over. So, like usual, I like to do. I have an obsession with the PS2, so I'm gonna go through everything else first, and then move on to the PS2 because the PS2 is like 80% of the games here. So yes, first two are Switch games. And this is Ice Age Scrat's Nutty Adventure. Now this game, another regret, I shouldn't have bought this on Switch because it runs like ass on Switch. So I should have bought it on like, I don't know, I guess it's on PS4 or something. But yeah, it's just like a little, okay. Let me slow down. Yes, this is an Ice Age game on the Switch. I don't know when the last Ice Age movie was. I want to say it was like 2015, 2016, something like that. Yeah, this game came out in 2019. And yeah, it's just a simple little platformer, run and jump kind of game. You know, it's simple, basic for kids. It's weird that it's like Ice Age and it's 2019 game, whatever. I mean, the game itself is fine. You know, I didn't hate it. When I played, I didn't hate it, but it just, like, on the Switch, it was running very badly, but who knows, it might run badly on other systems, too. It might just be a bad game. So, we'll see. And another game I managed to pick up is Rayman Legends Definitive Edition. I've always wanted to try any Rayman game. I'm probably gonna go after, like, the older 3D platformers next, like on, I think there's one on, like, N64, and there's also one on like PS2 and GameCube. So I really want to go after those next, but I figured I'd break into Rayman with this game, and it's pretty good. I like it a lot. I like the art style, and I just like Rayman as a character. Rayman's design it appeals to me. It's my kind of character design. So yes. You know me and my licensed games. This is a weird purchase, but I don't care. It was very, very cheap, and, like, it fascinated me just, like, that it exists. This is Go-Go's Crazy Bones on the DS. If you don't know what these are, they're like they were, I don't know if they're still around. They might not be. I haven't really seen them at all in, like, forever. But what they were little, like, collectible minifigures, just, like, with weird, funky designs. And you'd, like, play games with them, you would trade them, you would collect them, and I bought a lot of these when I was a kid, and I would say this time and time again, but my favorite thing about licensed games is that you look at the cover and you look at what they're advertising or what brand they're from, and you think to yourself, what is that game like? What kind of game would this be? Like, you just look at the box and you see the toy, right? And you're just like, what What game is this? Well, you know, like in real life, you collect the bones, you collect the Go-Go's, and when I booted it up immediately, it was an Angry Birds clone. So, yeah, this game was insanely cheap, but it was complete. You know, I'm a sucker for complete games. But yeah, it was like $3 or something. It was so strange. I had to listen. I had to, man. For like $3, you know, it wouldn't hurt to put it in the collection. All right, we're about. I'd say at this point we're done with the shit. We're done with the bullshit. Because this next game is Daxter on PSP. I know it's greatest hits, but whatever. I really don't give a fuck about greatest hits. Some people are a stickler about that. Some people don't want their games to be greatest hits, which I understand. I get that, but me, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, this is a game that I recently I've been in recent years I've been diving into the Jak and Daxter franchise, and I think in my first game pickup video I mentioned that the first Jak and Daxter is like one of the best platformers I've ever played, and I still stand by that today because nothing. But yeah, this is just a game that I've been wanting to get because it's. I don't think this game is by Naughty Dog. I don't think this game was developed by Naughty Dog. I think it was developed by a studio called High Impact Games. I could be wrong on that. I could be totally talking out of my ass. But if you've ever played the Jak and Daxter games, you would know in Jak 2, there's a period of time in the very beginning of the game where Jak and Daxter are separated. Or Jak is like being experimented on, and then it turns into Dark Jak, and then it's this whole spiel. Well, apparently it's like 2 years, or so. I've already said that, but it's 2 years. And this is what Daxter. This game is basically what Daxter does in those 2 years, and he's like the whole thing is like he gets a job as like a exterminator. I guess you fight bugs and stuff. I just wanted this game because it's like a collector's kind. It's like just in my collection, you know. I'm always down to get new PSP games. So yeah, and as far as I know, this is like the only. This is like one of the like. It was only ever released on the PSP. So, because you know some games that I'm probably after right now were on the PS2 as well, but this was only on PSP as far as I know. So yeah, Daxter. And I heard it was pretty good. I heard it was a decent game as well, so that's always nice. Next game, I have words. I have more words to say about it. Hopefully when we get to the next game, the games after this is when we get to the PS2. So after this game, PS2, rest of the video. But this next one is Mario and Sonic Ryu 2016. This is... You know, everyone has different opinions for the different Mario and Sonic games, but the general consensus is that the Winter Olympic Games is probably the best one in the series, and it just goes downhill. And this was like the latest one in the franchise for the longest time. It had the most characters, but for some reason it also had like the least to do in it. Apparently, people are like, "Don't buy this game; it's not worth it." But me, being the dumb motherfucker that I am, I was like, no, I want it, but here's the twist though. It also happens to be one of like the rarest or most valuable, you know, arguably like $50, $60, $40-ish. That's a lot for, you know, an old game, you know, or a game that released, well, 2016, I guess. But you know, it's more than you would want to pay for this kind of game. And I specifically remember like Jet the Hawk being in it, and fucking Jet the Hawk is like such like, that character is like never ever used. So when I see Jet the Hawk in like a modern game, I want it. So yeah, I figured I was like, alright, well I'm gonna save up, because I'm gonna end up buying this game anyway, so I'm gonna save up. But then one day, I find myself in Walmart. One day, as in, like, a few months ago. Like, I would say a few months ago. I found myself in Walmart, and what do I see? I see, one copy of this. It's 2020, this game came out, like, 3 years before, you know, and I'm in the mall, in Walmart, not in the mall, I'm in Walmart, and I find this game, and it's, like, at this time, I had it in my head that the game would be like $60 online. Like it would only go for like $60, and it would keep on rising. And they had it for like $45. So I kind of bit the bullet, and I spent $45. But now, like I feel like looking at it now, like the prices have been going down. So I think after a while, I probably would have ended up overspending on this game. But whatever, I don't care. I have it now, and that's the end of the story. Take that. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the PS2. We'll just keep going from there. No particular order, though I did try to sort it toward the licensed game are at the end because, like, it's fucking licensed games. I'm sure people don't give a shit about licensed games. Like, oh, you have Finding Nemo on the PS2 now. Cool. I don't care about that. So, alright, so this next game is Maximo, Ghost to Glory. I think this is a sequel. I think there was another Maximo game before this one. So maybe I'll have to find that as well. But this is an interesting looking game. I haven't touched it yet. See, that's another reason why I don't want to do these kinds of videos anymore, because all of these games, almost like a good 75 or 80-ish% of them, I haven't played yet. Or played like 10 minutes of and put it down. So, again, this is just the collector's aspect. I remember finding out about this game and being like, ooh, I kind of want that. So, here we go. I have it now. It's in my hands. It exists. I like the art style of it. It's very, I don't know how to describe it. It's very cartoonish for like the kind of game that it is. But yeah, you can kind of see, you know, the art style it's got going on. It's just, you know, I looked at it and it appeals to me. So, yeah, I'd love to try this out one day, definitely, of course. I mean, yeah, I own it, I might as well play it, right? So, yes. Next game is Spyro, Year of the Dragonfly, right? No, Enter the Dragonfly. This isn't the third game. This is I could be wrong, but this is the game. This is like the first game after Insomniac stopped. This is like the first Spyro game not by Insomniac, is what I'm trying to say. This is like, you know, they wanted to keep making Spyro games, so to keep making that money, because like Spyro was really successful, so they were like, screw it, let's just make another Spyro game. And of course the quality went downhill, but it's like, looking at the gameplay, it's still Spyro, right? I mean, it's probably not gonna be as good, but it's still Spyro. And for me personally, I'm more of a Spyro person than a Crash Bandicoot person. And I played the Reignited trilogy, which I know probably doesn't even compare to this. But I want to play it, man. So I'm gonna play it because I love Spyro. And I'm probably gonna enjoy my time with this. I'm probably gonna enjoy it, and it's nice to finally have it now, especially on PS2. You know, one of my favorite systems. Alright, these next two games, I don't really have much to say about them, but they're just funny that they exist. This is Big Mother Truckers and Big Mother Truckers 2. Yeah, these were like insanely cheap, and they looked really dumb. Yeah, it's like there's truckers, and there's women, and there's trucks, and you get chased by police, and you sell stocks or something like that, and I don't know what the fuck you do in this game. You gotta make money, and you gotta, so I guess the plot of the game is that you pick like a sibling, and you have to beat your other siblings, and like who makes the most money. So you gotta make money in this game. That's all I know about it. And then like you get chased by police sometimes, and there's a fuck ton of stereotypes in this game. And the same thing with the second one, but the second one is just like more of it. You know, there's big titties, there's rednecks. Maul is in jail in this game. So yeah. My dad looked at me and he was like, why do you have those games? So whatever. They're just really funny, and they're really cheap. And they're complete as well. So every game I have is I will never buy a game if it doesn't have the manual. So yes, Big Mother Truckers. Oh, well, look at that. I was wrong. The rest of it is not in PS2. We have got a GameCube game here, and I usually buy PS2 games nowadays, just because I just like PS2. And I like the little, I like the memory card icons. Yeah. But yeah, this is a KO with a Kangaroo, and if y'all don't know about this, that's totally fine. But this is like a very obscure 3D platformer that, is pretty decent. I actually watched my friend play some of it, and it looked it's pretty good. I heard about this from Nitrorad, and I'm glad I'm finally able to own a KO game. I know that the first one is on the Dreamcast or something like that, but yeah, this is like a Polish development team. It's like a Polish character, and there are 3 KO games, but I think that the third one never came out in the US, and it was like only for computers. Like it was like a PC game. But there is like a very, very, you can find a way to play it apparently. But yeah, this is KO2, and I just like having a copy of this game because why not? And it's, I found it in another shop that's like a little farther away from here. So just finding it was just really fun, and I don't know. I was like, yeah, I may as well get KO here because he was a little cheaper than what he was going for on eBay. So great, good, KO. I love KO. All right, this one's a little interesting. This is actually a sealed copy of Haven: Call of the King. This is another Nitrorad game. Whenever Nitrorad reviews a platformer, I'm probably gonna buy it. But yeah, this is a very weird, quirky little platformer made for the PS2. And I thought that it was interesting that it was sealed, and yes, $10 sealed. I tried to get this sticker off, but it's like there's a lot of residue on it, and I just left it on there because, man, why get it off? If I'm gonna open this, I may as well. If I'm gonna open this, I may as well keep the sticker on there, throw away the sticker with it. Anyway, it's still nice to have like a sealed PS2 game. That's not the reason why I bought it. I wanted this game anyways. But just the fact that it was sealed is kind of fun. It's gonna stay sealed for a while until I'm ready to like pop it out and give it a shot. I'd love to do like a. If I'm being honest, I'd love to do a video on it. I'd love to play it and then like talk about it. But that's a dream. So maybe when it gets opened is when that day will come, and is when I'm able to do that. So yeah, it's Haven: Call of the King. Here we have Namco Museum. It's really simple. It has some arcade games, and the only reason why I own this now is because I found it in a thrift shop. And it was cool that it was in a thrift shop. So, and it has one of my, I'm not really an arcade person, but Pac-Man Arrangement is probably my favorite arcade game if I were to choose one, because I can just sit and play that all day. And I love the graphics, I love the music. It's a lot of fun. It's just Pac-Man, but more colorful and so a little bit more features to it, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely Pac-Man Namco Museum is good. It is good. Oh boy, this next one's kind of saucy. So yeah, this is Leisure Suit Larry. Sorry, children. Magna Cum Laude. Is that the name? Is that what you would call it? So yeah, if you're not aware, Leisure Suit Larry is a franchise. If I'm not mistaken, it started during the DOS days, so it was a PC game like back in the 80s. Made by that company Sierra, or they were published it. I mean, they I don't know, I don't know if they developed it or published it, but they definitely published it. Leisure Suit Larry has become like a staple franchise, for a while. So yeah, I bought it because I saw some friends play it and it looked so interesting. And the thing that you do in this game is that you pick up chicks and fuck them. At least that's what I'm assuming. So it's a weird little game that I'd love to sit down and play one day. You walk around, you talk to people, you complete mini games, you do all that kind of stuff, and you get titties even though you're like a little dude. Yeah. Leisure Suit Larry, Magna Cum Laude, load. Is that? Listen, man. I don't know how to pronounce words. All right. Okay. All right. Enough of that. This is another interesting thing that it's right up my alley. It really appeals to me. But this is Fur Fighters, Viggo's Revenge. Yeah. So Fur Fighters is like a weird third-person shooter. It looks like, you know. I like the art style and I like the cel-shaded graphics it's got going on. It looks really, really interesting. And after doing some more, I've never seen this game before. So like after doing some more research, I found out that it's actually like a sequel to it's a sequel to a Dreamcast game. So that's pretty interesting in and on itself. Like, you know, you don't see sequels to Dreamcast games all that often. I guess. I don't know what I'm fucking saying. So, yeah, the sun's coming up, so I should probably hurry up before the lighting gets weird. It's already looking weird through the preview. Whatever. Okay, yeah, so, Fur Fighters. It looks interesting, and it's my kind of game, so I'm glad I managed to get it and add it to my collection. It's not an expensive game, so, you know, maybe you could look into it too. Alright, here we go, licensed games. But this one is a little bit different. This one I really don't count as like your everyday licensed game. What you would probably think of when you think of a licensed game. This is Taz Wanted. It's just another little cel-shaded platformer. I don't know if cel-shaded is the word I could use for both of these games. But you know what I mean. It's like flat colors. It looks kind of nice. It's like a Looney Tunes cartoon. But yeah, it's exactly the kind of game that I would buy. It's a Looney Tunes platformer, and you play as Taz. That's always nice. I love to sit down and play more of this one day. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of other games that are like on the back burner right now. So yes. I'm gonna try and get through these quick, because, like, again, no one cares about licensed games, whatever. This is Spiderwick Chronicles. If y'all are my age, like in your early 20s, you might remember this movie. This Nickelodeon movie. And this isn't like a platformer. It looks like a pretty, honestly, like what I played of it, it looks like a pretty like competent adventure game. So I'm actually kind of curious to dig more into this. I'd love to play this like on like a stream one day or something. But yeah, I hope I piqued your curiosity, being like, there's a Spiderwick Chronicles game? Yes, there is. Why don't you try it out? Oh boy. Okay, so this is Space Chimps. I have no idea what the fuck this game even is, but it looks weird. And if y'all don't know, Space Chimps is a movie that I actually saw in theaters when it first released. And the one thing that I remember about it is my mom not liking it. So it's always nice to find out there's a game where that weird movie you grew up with, you saw as a kid. So I'm curious to see. It's probably just some jank platformer like everything else is. So yeah. Oh boy. So this is this next one is Surf's Up. Surf's Up. All right. Well, real shit. Surf's Up is like one of my favorite early 2000s movies. I think Surf's Up as a movie is very underrated. Like I really like that movie. So yeah, this is like a Tony Hawk clone. It's basically, you know, Tony Hawk, but you're on surfboards, obviously. So it's not like another like shitty, you know, platformer. But yeah, I just, if I love the movie, I'm gonna get the game. Definitely. Another thing to the Wallace and Gromit collection I've got going on. This is Wallace and Gromit Curse the Were-Rabbit. I love the movie, so I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy the game as well. And one thing that I like about it is whenever games add in like it's not just like a picture of the game cover. It's like, wow, it's a confidential folder full of secrets, but it's the game manual. Yeah, I always like it whenever games do stuff like that. So yeah, I'm curious. I think in one of these previous videos I mentioned Project Zoo, Wallace and Gromit Project Zoo, and I said that I actually really like that game. So I hope that it's the same case here, but you know, it's Wallace and Gromit. I'm probably gonna like it anyways, because I friggin' love Wallace and Gromit. Okay, here we go. Here's Wally. I think this is by the same devs that made the Ratatouille game, which, I grew up with Ratatouille, the game, so I'm curious to see. I don't think it's gonna, like, change anything, like, the quality of the game or whatever. But yeah, WALL-E has a game, so I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna group these two together because I feel like that they're kind of the same thing in like a weird way. This is Ben 10, Protector of Earth, and this is the Secret Saturdays game. So I'm putting these two together because they're both Cartoon Network games from the late 2000s, early 2010s. Yeah, and I think this is like the most recent PS2 game that I own. This game came out in 2009 on the PS2, yeah. So, like, 3 years after the PS3 had already been out, it is a PS2 game coming out. I just think that's interesting, so, yeah. Anyway, the reason I'm putting these together is because the main reason why is pretty much because they're like the same game. It's like the same engine, the same, mechanics, the same kind of models, the same everything. It's like, it kind of plays like it's a Flash game on Cartoon Network's website. I mean, it's a little better than that, but they feel really, really, really similar, like crazy similar, which makes sense, but again, Secret Saturdays, no one remembers that fucking show, but I do, so, I'm gonna be all over, a game if it exists, and what do you know? It exists. So there's a Secret Saturdays game, and there's like 5 or 6 Ben 10 games. This is just like one of them. So I'm gonna get all of them anyway, so it's nice to start now and just buy Ben 10 games, because Ben 10 games, that franchise refuses to die. Alright, here's Happy Feet, the game. We've been over this before. This is not just some, from the looks of it, it's not just some, like, platformer. It's like a DDR game. It makes sense that it's a DDR game. So yeah, Happy Feet, the DDR game. It's just like a rhythm game, it looks like. So that's gonna be interesting to experience. But yeah, Happy Feet is another movie that I've experienced in my childhood, whether I liked it or not. So yeah, Happy Feet. Happy Feet. This is Curious George. This seems very, it seems very official, because there's like an official Curious George product on the front of the box. But yeah, it's just Curious George. It has like some extras for the movie. I don't know if anyone remembers the movie that came out like 15 years ago, but the movie's pretty good, so I was like, well, I'm gonna buy the game. And yeah, the game is very childlike. It's very kiddie, and more kiddie than some of these other licensed games. But yeah, this is for like a toddler to play. So, but it's still, you know what? I don't care. It's still interesting, It's a Curious George game. I'm gonna play it. And this is the last one. What a way to go out. What a way to leave off, everybody. This is Tale of Despero. This is Tale of Despero, the game. Does anyone remember this movie? Does anyone remember this fucking movie? I do, so I bought the game for it. That's just how it is for me. That's just how I live. So yeah, this looks just like a little simple little game. I'm sure all these licensed games are. It came out to market the movie, all that shit. I remember actually liking the movie, so I'm actually real shit. I'm excited to play this. I'm excited to play all these games, honestly. Like, experience the licensed jank. I'm excited because I have plenty of favorite games that are licensed. So yeah, I'm glad I finally got through with that. So the sun's coming up. I need to get some sleep, and hopefully here's to different kinds of videos eventually one day. So yeah, sorry if it got like less, like if it got like harder to see me with like the light coming in. Anyway, I'll catch y'all later. It's been like half an hour. I appreciate it if you've stuck with me for that long. So, yeah, have a good one, y'all, and stay safe, all that good shit. Have a good day. See ya.